Welcome back to my Mental Health and Crime channel. My name is Huda London. This is the case of the Idaho quadruple murders. This is for entertainment purpose only. May the 4 victims rest in peace. Condolence to their families. Today I'd like to talk about Jack John Showalter Jr. This is the fraternity he belonged to. You can see him on the top row at the corner with the brownish hair. He got kicked out of the fraternity for nasty behavior, harassing females, basically harassments, if you'll understand what I mean, towards females. He was throwing dead animals, coyotes, and such things in front of the sorority's house. His parents moved him to Queens Road, that is next to 1 minute away from where the girls lived. It was on the New York Post. The grieving father of murdered University of Idaho student Kaylee Congavs is working with his own private investigator. He raises fears that basically John Jack Showalter was ruled out too soon. He was concerned because no DNA was taken of Jack Showalter before he fled the country, allegedly. We know that he went to his parents' cabin. He drove from 2 a.m. to 7 a.m. in the morning. I think that's really suspicious. Why would someone drive so late at night, especially if they've been drinking? You can see that this is a legit article from New York Post. This is what Steve said in his article to the New York Post. The police ruled him out, but the question is, did they rule him out too soon? The article I spoke about before of a young woman who worked with John Jack Showalter in Boise, Idaho. You can read it. So this is what she's written. She felt very uncomfortable to work with him. He was using nasty, foul language towards her and another female worker. This is what she wrote in the beginning on Facebook. So she basically reported this to the police, she said. I would definitely believe her for that. She had to slap him to get him out of her way. She was concerned when she saw him at the food truck. This is John Jack Showalter with a blue shirt. His mother, his 2 older brothers that are doctors. His father's a doctor, his mother's a doctor. His adopted brother, Hank, goes in Idaho Moscow too. That's him in the yellow t-shirt, his father, his brothers, the mother, and the adopted brother. This is the picture I found very concerning. That's him and his family. They all are doctors in Boise, Idaho. You have Jack Showalter with the cap over here and the long blonde hair. His family loves hunting, and so does he. So he's very skilled with K-bar knives. This is what the students were saying on Facebook in the beginning. He got kicked out of the bar. He's a stalker, long-time resident. That's Hoodie Boy. This is one of the pictures taken in the crime scene, and that is a real Bigfoot. And I really believe it's one of the guys I've seen in the grub truck had a big foot, honestly, or a youth size shoe. It's the guy with the brown jacket and the cap who I said was throwing his food, allegedly, but it could be anyone. It's just my speculation. This is what people were saying that he said when Maddie and Kaylee left him. This is basically somebody's theory of what could have possibly happened, and they believe it was Jack John Showalter, since he lives near the girls and since he has creepy behaviors, allegedly. This is what the person continued saying. Trigger warning, but this is his hunting skills and what he does. You can see K-bar knives. One guy has the K-bar knife in his hand and the other one's on the floor. So he has access to large knives. This was from his Facebook, Jack John Showalter Jr. You see him there. This was on his Facebook. This is both pictures are Jack John Showalter. Look at how he's changed. The one on the left is when he was in the fraternity before he got kicked out, basically. Hoodie guy, again. There was too many Jacks. There were at least 3 Jacks in the timelines and in the stories. So this is Jack Showalter, Jack John Showalter. He calls himself John Showalter on Facebook. This picture always surprises me because look at how handsome he looked in that picture and how neat and tidy, and later on how he changed after he got kicked out from the frats. Allegedly, his father, forefathers, grandfathers, his whole line of family have gone to the frats. His parents rented him a flat in Queens Road. I personally believe it's somebody who lived very close to the girls who did these horrific crimes. And I'd really like to know where Jack Showalter exactly was, because it was only his mother who confirmed that he traveled to Boise, that he drove to Boise, Idaho. And that's 6 hours where the cabin is. This is the picture that Dylan deleted from a VSCO. That same night, that's her and her boyfriend Quinn. So when Crime Sleuthing says that the picture does not exist, she needs to follow the case from the beginning, which we have. This picture was flowing everywhere. Quincy Kelly said he wasn't there, but many people saw him there that night. So why would they be wearing masks is the question. And this picture floated back on the 4th of December. So whoever put it up put it on the 4th of December. But this was taken on the 13th of November. That same night the quadruple murders happened. So in case you're wondering why it's written 4th of December, because that was when it was put up again on Twitter. But it was from the 13th, the same night that the quadruple murders happened. This is a picture of the kitchen of 1122 Kings Road. See how clearly you can see it from the outside. So if anyone wanted to peep in, they could have done that very easily. This is what someone said on Facebook, and it's true. It doesn't make sense. How come Murphy did not get hurt? He had no DNA on him. He had no blood on him. Very strange. So I believe it has to be someone who knew Murphy very well. You can read this article. It is quite interesting, actually. Murphy is a key to this puzzle. This was very interesting. This was what was on Maddie's room. The detectives put it there. And I wonder, what was the reason? There was no network detected. So was it the 4chan post? They said they would make sure that they don't take phone devices so that the network captures their phones. Very interesting. I always believe the 4chan and the 4chan players are involved in these crimes. Definitely, because there were 3 targets, Maddie, Zan and Ethan. This is the crime scene pictures from behind. So did they leave footsteps? I don't believe Brian Koberger did it, because they would have had enough evidence. Where's all these evidence gone to? This is what the house looked like at night. It was from Fox News. There were lights and all, so If anyone came in like Brian Koberger, they would have been noticed. They would have been scared of the lights. Doesn't make sense. It had to be someone the girls knew. Maybe they were even let in, and they refused to leave. This article is very interesting. There's a lot of behaviors and a lot of articles from Facebook and from the university, from the college, that Jack John Showalter had stalking behaviors. He was kicked out of the frat. Everyone knew that. I've seen one person on YouTube defending him and saying, no, he was escorting the girls. I doubt. If he was escorting the girls, why would they run away from him is the question. Doesn't make sense. And he really was upset. Threw up his hand and said, F you or something when they left. He jumped on a red Mustang, and like I said, it was very strange. A red Mustang was found 10 minutes away from the girl's house. And the forensics teams was checking it. It was crashed. It may have gone into accident. So was that the car? He was in it. There's too many coincidences in this case. And even Steve Congavs believes he was ruled out too quickly. Says at the end, the girls' house had parties. They had parties all the time, so they believe it was somebody who knew them. Showalter was a champion wrestler. He was a champion wrestler, and for sport, he killed large animals and cut them in two. Trigger warning, he had large knife collections. So this is very interesting. Is he being protected by someone? Allegedly. Trigger warning. He's even carrying a dead animal. This guy has no issues. He can handle red liquid and large knives. He has a collection of it. He stalks females, harasses females, allegedly. And this can't be a coincidence because he has been thrown out of the frats for throwing dead animals at the sorority houses. There was that dog Buddy who was skinned. Trigger warning. I wonder if it was him who did it. Remember, guys, this is all speculations. But look at his mother too. This family is really good in hunting. They have no problem absolutely with knives. He's skilled in knives. He's skilled in hunting. He's a champion wrestler. Could Showalter have got upset that the girls left him? Or was his job to escort them? Did he get paid to escort them? Possibly. I find this picture to be interesting. You have hoodie guy behind there. You have Joe, Vito. You have the girls, and you have Dirty South. Isn't Dirty South David Lott? Yeah, standing there. I wonder where David Lott was to. All these people seem to know each other. Showalter comes from a rich family with lawyers, and all of his family members, his two older brothers, mother, father, all doctors. His uncle is a defense attorney in Boise, Idaho. So he does have influences in higher places. I think his life went down after he got kicked out of the frats for all the nasty behaviors, allegedly. So I'm thinking about it in the psychological way. It could have done a toll on his mental health. He was living in Queens Road next to the girl's house. So he could have easily gone in and gone out without anyone noticing. He looked much better off when he was in the frats. He looked very healthy. Things must have taken a toll for him. The fraternity boys kicked him out because of all those nasty behaviors, sexual harassments, stalking girls, throwing dead animals. That sounds like an antisocial personality disorder behavior. That's a psychopath, allegedly. And he looked like he was really weird in the grub truck video. Just had his hands folded and he kept on watching the girls. We heard Maddie even telling him, "F you, mister."